So a little while back, I had this crazy idea of doing a Hemi swap on an old Dodge car, and I just have not been able to find the right car until just recently. I was scrolling through Facebook Marketplace, looking for just patina vehicles. I always randomly do that, and I came across this 68 Cornet a guy had pulled out of a field, cleaned up a little bit, and parked in his driveway. The price was right. It was just ugly enough, but just complete enough for what we needed to do. So me and my friend Justin, we went and bought it, and we're gonna Hemi swap it. We're gonna do a Hellcat 6-speed full suspension deal. And
a non-LS build?
A non-LS build. I know, I don't want to say I'm getting tired of LSs, but I'm just trying to think outside the box. I'm trying to challenge myself and just learn more about our industry and what's going on around us. This is as complete as the front of this car is right now. There's no engine, no transmission came with it, no grill, no bumper, no filler panels, none of that stuff. So we're definitely gonna have to dig deep on the old internet and see if we can't find these pieces. Dodge parts are really hard to find, and they're really expensive when you go to buy them. All right, so a couple nights ago, Kyle and I started tearing into this thing, and one of the first things we did was we got the nasty old interior out of this. Unfortunately, when these old cars sit in fields for a long time, mice tear them up, bugs, spiders, all that crap gets in here. It smells like an old biker bar, is the best way for me to put it. Cigarettes and bad life choices, what it smells like.
Your childhood?
Yes, basically, basically. Upon taking the carpet out, we figured that they need some floor pan work. Driver's floor's got some holes in it. Passenger floor, I'm starting to test fit the floor pan. It's got some big holes in it. It's the worst part. And the trunk is just totally annihilated. Luckily, we had this floor pan and the trunk pan in stock at Summit. So I was able just to go pick them up, and we're ready to start rolling. We got some really crazy wheels going on this thing, so we're gonna mini tub it while we're here. So as we said before, this car is gonna be a 30-day challenge, right? And that was the challenge from the day that we received the motor. I think we're already a week into not receiving the motor. I'm trying to get a motor lined out. It's been harder than I thought. A lot of scammers out there. So I have one in mind. We're gonna go look at it. Aside from that, I reached out to Control Freak Suspension. They specialize in a lot of Dodge suspension. They got us hooked up with a full rear suspension and full K member and front suspension with rack and pinion. That should have shipped out today, so we'll have that in a couple days. Other than that, we got to piece together a new interior, wiring. I'm gonna mini tub it for the wheels. We have a huge task at hand. We got to get a cooling system, a fuel system, headlights, get all the tail lights and stuff working, all new bulbs and everything. So 30 days is a steep challenge, even if we started when the motor was in the car. It's just a huge challenge, but I think we can do it. I got the team, me and Kyle.
What, did you say what motor we're putting in this?
Yeah, I said Hellcat.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Just in case I didn't say it, or for those that missed it, we are doing a Hellcat swap.
Oh, yeah.
Which is the full
no
supercharged,
more LS.
yeah, 6.2.
That's right.
So, and we are doing the Dodge 6-speed manual transmission, which are really hard to come by. Apparently all the Hellcats only came like automatics, or 98% of them or whatever. I don't know what the statistics are. I'm not a Dodge guy, but I'm trying to be. I'm gonna fake it till I make it here.
What are you gonna do with this?
Ideally what we're gonna do is, we're gonna do, hopefully we'll drive it to Moparty, which is the LS Fest for Mopars that Holley throws in Bowling Green, Kentucky. And then I want to do burnout contest, grand champion with that. I want to take it to some local shows. I want to do some autocross, maybe at Good Guys. I just want to just thrash on it and just see how well these swaps do versus like an LS would.
It would be very interesting to see.
Yeah, it's going to be a huge challenge.
We've built countless LS motors, or countless LS cars, but...
Yeah, this will be my first Hemi swapped anything. I did a little work on my Trackhawk. I've done a little work on Matt's 5.7 deal when we built the turbo kit, but this is a whole different ball game. And hopefully all the Holley parts that we get will really help us along and help us, problem solve.
Cool.
Yep.
All right. Well, 30 days from what day did we buy it? Oh, no, the timer doesn't count yet. So you're gonna try and get us.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do 30 days. We'll do 30 days from the day that me and Kyle started working on, which was like day 2. Let's do that. let's write that down. Let's make that a date. We'll put it, we'll put it on a calendar, and we'll just clock down the days, and that'll just make us push extra hard.
No pressure.
No pressure.
Well, here we go.
Here we go. I'm working on the Dodge tonight, and I made a rookie mistake. I had the tripod all set up, everything, and I did not hit the record button. I don't know what happened. I thought I hit it. That shit happens, and unfortunately you only get one take at this kind of work. I'm not going to fake it back in there and do something for TV. So I got it all cut out. I have a little piece right here with 3 spot welds left to get out of there. I kept all the bracing intact. It is all really solid. Other than the floors themselves, this thing is really, really solid. I have the new floor pan there. It is a Mopar approved floor pan for restorations. Not that it matters in this here because we're not them kind of people. But I'm going to finish getting this trimmed out. I'll get it cleaned up. I'll get the welder over and I'll get it tacked in. I'm going to mark and punch some holes for some spot welds to spot weld it back to all the bracing like the factory one was. And then that way it's really rigid, just like the factory one was in there. And then instead of completely cutting it out and butt welding it in, I am going to overlap it by about a 3/4 of an inch, and I'll hole punch it and spot weld that over top and seam seal all that. And I'll use a weldable primer all through there so it doesn't rust anymore. I just do that just to get a better bond because I don't want to have to sit here and stitch weld this whole thing together. And I could have done a whole floor. They do sell a whole floor for this, but I'm going to be cutting up the transmission tunnel anyways for the T56 or TR6060, whatever I decide to use here. So that really isn't going to matter a whole lot to us. So, and it's good metal. It's good weldable metal all the way through there. So, yeah, so let me get this beat out. I'll put the camera back on. I'll try and remember to hit record and get this new pan put in here for you guys. Alright, so I got it all spot welded in. I'm going to verify everything looks good on the bottom. I'll weld through the bottom once I get it up on the rack. But the seatbelt holes line up. That one, and then there's one right here. So those line up how they're supposed to. Yeah, it's nice. Really nice. So I'll take my couple self-tappers out of there and weld those holes close too. Then I'll seam seal it all. And then this will all get like bed lined, and then we'll dynamat over top of that. So it's going to be super, super sealed up by the time we're all done here. Alright, there's this light here. See? I have the trunk completely cut out. All that's left is these braces. I'm going to leave the trunk pan out for now. Let Kyle come in here at the wire wheel and clean up everything so I can see what we can get the weld to. 90% of it's going to be weldable. There's about 5%, 10% that ain't going to be weldable. I don't want to dig into this car too far. I'm trying to keep it minimal work. Because before you know it, you're remetaling the whole car. This is not what this project is about. Maybe in the future we'll travel down that road, but right now we just want to get a solid foundation. Frame rails are all solid. We want to get the floors all solid, and we'll go from there. But yeah. And then over here you can see my patch came out really nice. You can see it fits really well up in there. And turns out the tranny tunnel is going to be getting cut out anyways, so that overlap is not even going to matter. So it's pretty sweet. So we have to unbolt this guy and cut all this out, clear out to like here for the T56 or TR6060. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of work.
So that most of it unbolted, and you had to cut some stuff up, and it took you how long?
So the other night, I removed the rear end and the front K-member off the Dodge here, and this is hard, bro. All right. Anyways, the other night. The camera is like, yeah, Kyle's not. It's natural though. I don't know. Whatever. So the other night, I kind of just challenged Kyle, see how long it would take him to get this thing tore apart, the suspension and K-member and all that stuff. And it took him like 38 minutes. He unbolted 99% of it. We had to cut the torsion bars out just because they were seized in there, and we had to cut some emergency brake cables. But other than that, it all dropped out of the release. This fucking guy. Dude, that's natural. I don't know how he does it.